machines. Thank you for that smattering of applause. You're a great crowd. Now you're all still drunk from Labor Day, I know. Labor Day, right? Woo! Woo! That's right. Labor Day, the day we celebrate not working, even though there are no jobs. I feel like on Labor Day in America, everyone should get a job, and everyone in Southeast Asia should just chill. We'll get that one tomorrow, okay? I love Labor Day because it's the best thing. I love holidays in general because I feel like that's the best thing Generation X has given society, is that they turned all holidays into just a cynical reason to drink. Because like before that, holidays were like, oh, you got to get together with your family, you got to celebrate your country, you got to, like dress up in a weird costume, pretend we're all kids. Now it's just like, extra day off, fucking drink, woo! So I get fired up about like 3-day weekend, Labor Day, yeah, and all my friends are like, but Bob, you're a comedian, you're not a real person. With a real job and real obligations. You drink like it's a 3-day weekend during the week. I'm like, yes, but now I can blend in. Go to a Ralph's on a fucking, midnight on a Sunday with a 30-pack of Keystone Light. You stick out like a sore thumb any other day except before Labor Day. And they're like, oh, big family barbecue? And you're like, yes. Nailed it. Yeah, I try to go on Labor Day. Try to pick up chicks. I'm a single man, which I don't feel like I have to tell you because I'm a comedian. You're all like, duh. Why else would you be here? I have trouble with women because I was a late bloomer, which is a guidance counselor word. When I grew up in the South and they told me what I really was, all my friends said I was either a spaz, a nerd, or a queer. And to be honest, I was probably all three of those things as a kid. 12-year-old boy's tough. I'm sure being a 12-year-old girl's tough, but I've never been a 12-year-old girl, so I'm sure your obstacles are varied and many. It's fine. Well, it's hard, like I didn't know what a condom was until I was like in 9th grade, and someone had to tell me I was at a dance with my girlfriend, and I got done, and my friends were like, hey, I see you dancing really close to Haley. Maybe you should think about getting a condom. I'm like, man, don't even worry about it. My parents rent one by the beach every summer. Like, not a condo, you idiot. It's seriously, because you grow up, adolescence and like puberty is like an odd thing because, one day you're convinced you're going to grow up to be Donatello from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And I took martial arts, and when I got my purple belt, I was like, phase 1 complete. And the next day, all of a sudden, ding, and you're just humping tables and chairs. Yeah, it's true, I fell in love with a stuffed bee pillow. And I humped the shit out of that thing. I'll never forget the day I was sitting at home holding it, and I'm like, oh, bee, why are you so soft and pliable? Yeah, I was masturbating before I knew what that word meant. I just thought I found my own endorphin button I could just push over and over again. And all my friends would make jokes like, jerking off and whacking off and masturbating. And I'm like, yeah, you guys have fun with all that. I'm going to go home and nap. Never forget the day I figured out I was over at one of my friends' parties. There was a bunch of guys hanging out, like, 7th, 8th grade, 17. And, I'm just joking. I'm fine. No. We were all hanging out, and, we were talking about, oh, who do you like? Who do you not like? Sports teams. And then all of a sudden the conversation turned to self-abuse, as it does. And I was about to ask a very important question. My friend John cut me off and he goes, you know what I do? Because I fill a Ziploc bag full of hand soap, and I just fucking go to town. That way when you're done, you catch everything in a Ziploc bag. And my friends went, oh, yeah. And I knew I was alone in my method. Because I knew exactly what masturbation meant at that moment. And I'm glad. At first I was upset because he cut me off because I was about to ask a very important question. It was supposed to be, how do you keep your semen off of your stuffed animals? Which is something a serial killer would say. And my second thought was, I gotta quit fucking that bee. Things haven't changed much. Yeah. I dated this last girl. She broke up with my ex-girlfriend. We called it quits about, 2.5 years ago. Yeah. But she was very weird. It was odd because when she was pretty much the hottest girl I've ever been with, and had a really tough time with premature ejaculation, which I don't think you ladies take as a compliment that it really is. It's just a very thinly veiled, I really like you a lot. But again, I felt bad because, it wasn't like satisfying or anything, and so I talked to my friend. He goes, you know what, you should take these pills. They're going to decrease your sensitivity. Take them for about a month. So I took them for about a month. They worked really well. I kept premature ejaculating, but I stopped giving a shit. That's a good sensitivity joke that none of y'all got. No, she's weird. It's hard. It's hard, this whole thing. You guys are a great crowd. It's good being out here. I did a show. This is nice. This is the venue you want. Labor Day, we're all drunk, we're all fine. I did a show here a couple of weeks ago called Battle of the Sexes, which I just thought was cruel. You were there. You know what I'm talking about. Sarah Keller was there. And she can back me up. Because again, we're all single, hardworking people with no skills. Like whatsoever. And so it just seems cool to throw them in a mixer and make it like the Hunger Games. Which it kind of is, because this is a job that pays nothing. We're going to go home hungry. So it's fine. Yeah. But I just like, you don't need to put male and female comedians in the battle of the sexes because, that's it's kind of redundant. There's nothing that men and women need to argue about more than who's funnier. Because it's absolutely ridiculous. Humor is an evolutionary trait. Because a long time ago, the biggest and the strongest of the males killed and raped and fucked whatever they want. Okay? And they got to pick whatever. But all they had to do, that was all posturing. Women in the society are actually the ones who choose the males. Okay? So those are the guys who stood up really tall. And then my ancestors, cowards I think they're called, had to trick them into thinking that, being funny is great too. That's why there's a million pickup lines for men to use on women and not one pickup line for women to use on men. That's why men have to go to a club and say things like, excuse me, man, do you know how much a polar bear weighs? At least enough to break the ice. I'm Bobby. And women can just go, that one.